Hi, Amber.
Hi.
What a joy to see you.
Thank you for having me. Oh, I'm so excited.
Well, I'm excited because I have your brain 5 years apart.
Oh my goodness.
It's very interesting.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Tell me what's going on.
So I've made a lot of really great changes in my life, but there's things that still pop up, things that I feel are more significant now than they were when I had my brain scanned in 2017. You know, my memory is not good, and that's terrible to say because I'm an actress and that's what you do. But even day to day, I feel like my ADHD is really bad right now. Just for so many different reasons. But I think for me, it's just like my memory, my ADHD, my depression and anxiety it's struggling, but as you know, I've taken different medications and sometimes I think some of them work great, some of them don't work great. But I know at the end of the day that it's all one, right? Our brain all works together in really interesting ways. So that's, I guess for me is like, I need your help making the connections, right? Because I feel like sometimes my brain is broken, but I know I could fix it. And
Let's try not to say my brain is broken.
Oh, okay. My brain is not broken. My brain is
could be better.
Could be better. Thank you.
Could be better.
It could be better.
I have evidence. You do not have a broken brain.
Okay, great.
Now, I didn't see that your ADD or your ADHD was actually treated. Are you taking a stimulant?
So no, I'm not. I have had a doctor that has given me Adderall to try, Ritalin to try. I don't like the way it makes me feel.
So you've tried them?
Yes, but very, like only if I've had certain tasks to do. If I needed to get through, a project or just a laundry list of things to do, then yes, I will try. I will take one, but it's something that I haven't. It's not a daily thing that I've, done. So the only thing that I do now is I take my Prozac, which I'm not in love with, and because I was on Prestige for so many years, and I feel like I hit a plateau with it. So now I feel
like you're taking 40 milligrams of Prozac, right?
Yes, I just started that in June, and
because the depression was escalating.
Yeah, so I would say probably around May or June. No, before that. I just was having a hard time getting out of bed. I was always finding myself being like sucked back into my bedroom, not motivated, just really, really struggling. And, I blame that I'm not getting enough sleep or I'm too tired or trying to do too many things. So you try to simplify your life. Trying to get back to work post-pandemic has been really challenging, and I think probably more weighing on me than other things. I'm an artist. I need to create, and not being able to go into the rooms and audition. And I feel like I could speak to so many actors and actresses. It's really been challenging and a struggle. So I think this is kind of what has landed me, on this couch.
I talked about memory, periods of elevated high or irritable mood. Is that irritable mostly?
Mostly irritable. I mean, some days I wake up and when it, like the high moods, is that what it said?
Mm-hmm.
And the only reason why I think that's because I hear other people say like, wow, you have a lot of energy today. Or wow, you've done a lot today. And those days are great. Those days I feel like, oh my God, I've conquered the world. But then there's the days that I can't leave the house, or I feel not motivated, or I have that inner dialogue with myself like, okay, Amber, you know that you need to go for a walk to take care of your mental health, but I don't want to do it, or I'm too lazy to do it, or I make excuses not to do it. And it's like this weird loop, like this inner dialogue with myself that I have. And I'm just like, you've wasted so much time talking to yourself in your brain. You could have already had the task done if you would have just done it, and not listened to yourself. But it's those kind of things that just make me, I feel like a dog that's like trying to figure out how to like lay in the perfect spot for a bed. So they go round and around and around and around until they like just like collapse. Like that's what I feel like. And some days I just can't do anything because I just don't even know where to start.
And I think a lot of this to me speaks to the ADD, from trouble with organization, problems, difficulty getting your thoughts onto paper. 67 and 68 are important. 67 is being light sensitive, bothered by glare, sunlight, headlights, tired, to get headaches around fluorescent lights. Has that been true for a long time?
Yeah, I think for me, I really noticed all of that when I would go to concerts, or even when I was younger and I would like try to go to a nightclub. Not for me. It was like, as soon as like you have the strobe lights and the loud music, it's just something I could never get into. It was too, it became stressful. And I feel like I had a lot of anxiety. Like who wants to go to a nightclub? Like, I mean, I wish I could. I wish I could when I was younger. I wish I could go to like a loud concert and stay up to 2 a.m. and party and enjoy life. But it's like, it's so unpleasant for me.
Have you ever heard of the Erlant Syndrome? Did Dr. Mamaya mention that to you at all? So it's a visual processing problem. And when I look at your scan, I wonder if she has this. It's when light comes into your brain, it's the wrong color, it'll agitate you. You become more scattered, less focused, more likely to get headaches, irritable, have depth perception issues. How coordinated were you as a kid?
So coordinated.
What did you do?
I played golf.
You played golf?
Yes.
It's awesome.
Yeah. Yep. We're a bunch of athletes in our family.
Toxins, drugs, alcohol, ever sort of a big deal for you?
Nope, never a big deal.
Vaping?
I try. It's funny. I really want to start vaping. I know. I'm not supposed to. I'm not going
You're not supposed to.
But I think it's that like relief. It's like the.
Let me see if I can be better.
Okay.
I always tell my patients, let me do your drugs. I'm better.
Okay. Yeah, but no, I actually stopped drinking alcohol last April.
You had meningitis in the past?
See what happens when you go to Vegas? I went to Vegas for my 24th birthday with my mom friends from school. And what happens to me? I come back 2 days later, I have the worst migraine of my life. And I am thinking, this is just a typical migraine. I've always had headaches. It progresses so bad where I'm like, if there was a gun, I would shoot myself. It was that bad. I drive myself to Cedars-Sinai. I go up and I say, listen, I have a bad headache. This is not just a game. I'm not trying to get drugs. I'm not like looking for any of that. Like there's something wrong. And so I wait that one particular night. It was so busy. I waited for 4 hours. I had someone bring me a pillow. I wanted to end my life. It was so bad. Go into the hospital. They did check to see if I was bleeding in the brain. Everything checked out. The ER doctor's like, we're going to give you medicine. We can't figure out what's going on. So we're going to just discharge you. The new ER doctor, like the shift changed. And this ER doctor said, before you leave, I'm going to do a spinal tap. And I was like, oh gosh, okay, we'll do that. I did a spinal tap. And he's like, well, you have meningitis. We don't know if it's bacterial or viral. So we're going to put you in a bubble until we know. And it ended up being viral. But that's what happens in Vegas. They were like, were you traveling? And I was like, no. Oh, yes, I went to Vegas for my birthday. And they're like, yeah, you can get it anywhere. And I'm like, ah, man, this sucks. Really? So yeah, maybe that's why I don't like nightclubs.
So here's a healthy scan.
Oh, I thought that was my...
Here's your first scan. So healthy, full, even, symmetrical activity. Color doesn't matter, it's the shape we're looking at. The one on the right shows us the most active parts of the brain, which should be in the back bottom part of your brain, in the cerebellum, like this. So when I look at your scan, it's not a classic ADD scan. It's a depression scan because it's really low at rest. See these holes here? That's not a good thing. And when you concentrate, it gets better. Now, it doesn't get fully better, right? There's still a hole here. And the bumpiness is probably the meningitis because it didn't sound like you had a lot of bad habits. But this will make you sad when it's low at rest, better when you concentrate. So I purposely did the rest scan because that's the one that showed the most trouble initially. So this is low. But when you concentrate, you get worried and you have trouble shifting. So it's your brain like goes into a loop. So this is scanned today. You have a very pretty brain. Your brain is so much better. So if we go here, big holes. Now today, so much better.
Oh my gosh, yay!
So
wow.
I'd be pretty happy about that. But you're still worrying, and if things don't go a certain way, it frustrates you. And you're anxious. But you see this tail. I'm like, I wonder if she's got Erlant. And then I saw how you answered the questions, and then you have Erlant. And that's going to make a big difference, and it's a bigger difference than most people think, like wearing colored filtered lenses. And because you act, you can get contacts, but I want you to see the people at the Erlant Center. I think it'll make a big difference. So does that make you happy?
Yeah, it does.
You have a great brain.
Thank you.
It's so much better than it was
Oh my gosh.
5 years ago.
I think
And
really
that's
cutting
you.
out alcohol and doing meditation and walking every day.
That's you. So I want you to feel that.
Thank you.
And we'll make it better still.